Welcome back. Uh, we took a short break and talked about it a bit, and uh, there was some bio, uh, and I think we're all on the same page now. Sorry. uh, I think we're all on the same page now. We're gonna go ahead and do a prison break.
Prison Break.
Yeah.
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 Brilliant. So, I'm gonna drag us over to the city map here. You've gotten a bunch of fantastic information that Yin collected while in prison, and you are able to ask me specific questions. I will give you exceptional details, and then you can follow up with other questions because we didn't really fully resolve your gather info here.
Yeah.
So what information do you really want to know to help you out on this?
So, Mark, did you have ideas whether it might be Zinged or El Zingdo or both? Because I imagine that would the method of prison break would depend on who's gonna break. I can imagine Ruby coming up to you and being like, "Oh, El Zingdo, I need to break someone out of prison. Can you help me?"
I mean, it would be incredibly funny and incredibly confusing, and even more funny for me if both were infiltrating the prison at the same time.
Independently.
But didn't know about it, or what?
They don't know about each other, right? And
Sure. I mean, Zingd might have been planning this on his own, and now just Ruby comes to Elzingdo and is like, "Elzingdo, can you help me? I've got all this information. Will you break that out of prison for me?"
I mean, I think it would be fun if nobody really knew until the end if they are one person or not.
So, so yeah, Elzingdo, could you break? Could you do something for me? My mentor Lan is in prison, and he needs to break out, but nobody else seems to really care about it. Also his sister is in there.
He was about to say, sorry, girl. He was what? What is her name? What is her name?
His sister Yin. She's in there. She's a little bit older than I am. And if you happen to break her out as well, I guess that'd be okay.
I will be on my way.
Hold on. Do you need any information before you go?
Well, I suppose that is would be helpful, but yeah, if you have any information, tell it to me.
So what kind of way would Elzingdo use? I guess he would sneak in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to know whether there are any guards that sleep on the job or tend to drink, and what their shifts are.
Ooh, that is actually pretty useful. Gracias.
So, Kelsa, could you tell me, are there any guards that sleep on the job or drink a little too much, or?
Absolutely.
Okay. And can I get their shift times and maybe a blueprint of Ironhook Prison?
You can definitely get their shift times.
Maybe a
I wouldn't say you could get a blueprint of Ironhook Prison, but you could make a map. Yourself.
Maybe I can ask the guard who I set up with my friend to give me a rough sketch.
Oh yeah, totally. That you could easily have.
Okay.
That yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'll be like, here Elzingdo, this is a map of Ironhook Prison. Don't mind the scribbled drawings. It wasn't me who drew it, else it'd be nicer. And I've heard that Johnny, he's the tall thin guard. He tends to drink a little too much before work, and then sometimes dozes off. and his shift is tomorrow night. So
This thing. That means I have another night to prepare. Maybe I can meet him up and invite him to a drink before his shift. All right. Anyone else want to do anything right now?
Well, I would like to do some like standard downtime stuff, and then
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
Let's finish up some downtime. We've got a time and a date for our score.
Okay.
What do you do, Farouk?
Well, first off, I just hang out at the Diogenes Club, talking up maybe like a spirit like Melchizedek, and talking about sort of the good old times, which weren't the good old times because it involved a lot of torture and interrogation, but and you know was under what's his name, whose name I came up with, and of course made it nearly unpronounceable.
The demon?
Yes.
Dremlick?
A drumline.
Oh, no. This is the demon prince Esgarresvel. Yeah, I know. Why did I do that?
It's Oslo.
Yes.
Ozzel's totally different.
But you know, back in Aruvia, nobody gets his name wrong because that could be a sentence of death. And there may be some.
There's his name right there, and you're okay.
Yes. There may be some drink involved, some distilled spirits of a more direct kind, since being introduced to that by Kildare. Anyway, a lot of indulgence going on.
So you're indulging your vice here?
I am.
All right. Yeah. You can go right ahead and do that.
Okay. So let's click the indulgent voice button, and maybe something will happen. It's on the drawing up here, probably. Okay. So no extra dice, and there it goes. Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm misunderstanding something now though, because I thought we weren't going to do a score. I thought that Zinged or Elzingdo just was gonna break them out alone, and that we were gonna do a score about something else.
Yeah, this is like just us doing the rest of downtime.
Yeah, I know, but
before seeing
Kalsa
the
said
system.
a score. So,
I mean, it doesn't have to be a score then.
it
Maybe
doesn't
I
have
was
to
the one
be
that's
for me.
confused.
I mean, they can just show up and Zinged or Elzingdo standing next to them and being like, "Oh yeah, I broke them out of prison." That's fine too. It's just cool that somebody's going to break them out. Like,
Gotcha.
that just makes me happy.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm totally.
And
I'm
that's
totally
what I
fine.
thought when you said like when you suggested like, well, would it be an idea if like Zinged was all this time like out there breaking him out of prison? Like I thought that you
Because
meant
if
something like that.
Elzingdo wants to do it, maybe Zinged comes back after Rupee's like, Elzingdo, can you do me this favor? And then Elzingdo leaves, and Zinged comes back, and then we can then see the resolution at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is, does Zinged come back with Lan and Yin? and Elsingde goes like on a wild goose chase,
She
or
goes to prison.
does he not come back, and does then Elsingdo release them?
He's gonna come back and broken out somewhere else. Are these your people? No. Okay.
Is this
back
her?
in you go?
I mean,
Come
let's
back in.
just see how things go and then decide. I'll make things as confusing as possible.
I mean, we can roll a die to decide.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, I think I'm doing my downtime as well.
Sure.
And that would be gathering information and maybe starting a clock to... Could I start a clock to get a backup key for the prison? Or a key that is that works also for the prison locks, or at least a few, like the front doors.
It sounds a bit like acquiring an asset to me, more so than like a clock.
What do you think, Kelso?
Yeah. I think well, are you asking me what to roll, or if you should?
If that is realistic, and what to roll then eventually.
Well, what you roll is what you roll. What you roll is what you do.
Okay.
So, do you have an idea of what you would do?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a key for the prison.
Okay, so I mean
Like
that sounds like it would. That sounds kind of like, if you're doing it as a downtime action, that sounds kind of like an acquire asset roll.
Okay. Then...
Which would be a 2 dice because of your tier.
Okay, tier roll then.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any friends that are helping you with this?
Can I be Elsingdo's friend?
Aww.
I'd be your friend.
Sure.
No. I mean, sure.
I'd like to help him.
Then I get 3 dice.
Yep.
And nothing happens.
No.
Why is nothing happening?
We'll find out more next time. On Elzindo.
Okay, I'm just doing the roll again.
That's weird. It usually works.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
Well, what does a 4 mean?
You have a standard quality key. Means it's like to the front door and not to like the secret not guarded entrance.
I guess that's fair.
Now, you can pay a coin if you have one.
No.
Okay, fair.
I have no gun.
Yeah, things have been expensive lately.
Yeah. Treatment and whatnot.
I mean, we tiered up. That's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
These scholars cost a lot of money. Maybe we should just ditch them.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already started.
Kill all of them. Kill them all.
Sacrifice them to Diania.
Okay, so
Bring them
next...
before the queen.
Wait, where is it? Okay. Next, I would probably try to make the guard even more drunk than usual. You know, meeting him by accident before his shifts and giving him one more beer after he decides he shouldn't drink anymore or something stronger.
Totally.
Next one's on me. I mean, he can't just like say no to free alcohol, right?
I definitely can't.
It's not like he's a professional.
I mean, what would that role be? Would that also be acquiring asset, or depending on how drunk I make him?
So, what exactly are you? You're trying to make the guard drunk so that he's paying less attention when you go in?
I'm more
Yes,
drunk
I
than
want
you
to
already would be.
completely useless that he will not even notice that we are just running next to him and hey, how are you doing? And everything. Yes.
Hmm. I don't know if that's acquiring an asset, because what you're doing is making them more drunk.
Or maybe make him so drunk that he can't work at all and they have to take him away, giving a window where more guards are occupied doing something that doesn't include looking around for people breaking out.
I mean, yeah, I guess we could roll it as you're acquiring an asset of opportunity.
Okay.
Sure. Make that roll.
I will ask Nerex, of course, to help out Elzingdo. She can.
That sounds like a bad idea.
They're not going to get anything.
Oh, right. That is a bad idea. Never mind.
You go over there and help
You know
them
what?
out.
I'll ask Nerex to reward Elzingdo with a visit after he's successfully done this.
I mean, it might work or it might horribly backfire. I mean, Elzingdo might still be completely over her, and let's just pretend it works, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, it does work.
Done. Very well done. So I think that's more than enough to have planted your opportunity to get them out. So you can have successfully broken out.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so, is there any indication that this is in the offing, or is there, like, an effort made to keep, Farouk out of it?
I don't know. I can imagine Ruby making that effort.
Okay.
You wanna roll? See if he finds out?
Sure.
I can roll to be stealthy, or you can roll to be nosy, whatever you think is more appropriate.
Are
I
you
think
rolling
you're
to
probably
resist,
the one
perhaps?
being active here. I mean,
Yeah.
if there was a hint of it, then it's something he might, like, actively look into, but I think the question is whether or not there's a hint to look into.
So I would say, yeah, roll being stealthy here, Ruby.
Maybe
It's
sway is even more appropriate. I'd love to roll something I'm bad at, and I'm not bad at sway, but it's more about lying to Farouk's face than
then
about
there you go.
sneaking around.
Yeah, if that's what it's about, then that's what it's about. Then I'd say go for it.
Farouk, what is my position?
Well, it's probably controlled, because at this point, lying about it isn't going to make a whole lot of difference. Like, the die is cast in other matters already.
Effect standard?
Sure.
Okay. Seems like I'm a pretty convincing liar.
Yeah.
Too bad. So I guess you don't know about it.
I guess you don't know about it.
So,
And
with
you don't even have any reason to distrust Ruby. I mean, there she is lying to your
Yet.
face, and you're like, whatever, it's fine.
So I guess
Cool.
with my other downtime actions, I'll go ahead and do those. I will spend some time just sort of cataloging the wants and needs of the new members. Not because I care about their actual wants and needs, but it seems useful to have, and
Blackmail.
For later use.
yeah. Well, I mean, not so much blackmail as stacking the deck, getting them on my side.
For blackmail.
Yeah, pretending that I care.
Not so much blackmail as just knowing what their vices are so I can provide them for them and they don't have to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Of course.
Totally.
For good kind heart.
Yes. So that's I guess working on that clock. And I'm that. Okay, so that's is that an attribute roll to work on the clock, or is it something else?
What are you this is a long-term project, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. We don't already have a clock for this, do we?
We do. It's a pie chart.
Do we? Oh, you're putting it on that clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever attribute you're rolling, I'll move us back over here so we can look at that beautiful, beautiful chart that I made.
All right.
It is very symmetric.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Cool. Bit too red for my liking.
If I tried to make a clock, it probably would have ended up like a squiggly square.
That's why I use the tools built into Roll20 that allow you to instantly make circles and straight lines.
Yeah.
Roll20, get yours today.
I mean, it's free. Sign up. Roll20.net. It's how we do all of our wonderful role playing, keeping us all on the same page. 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 And a physical. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
I mean, technically it'd be tabletop.
And I think if it's possible, I'm gonna have some of the members themselves help get this information. Like,
You ask some of the old guard to help you out here.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Boom.
Got him.
Cool.
Now, of course, I foresee some. I feel like someone is going to challenge this. Wait, I'm changing the wrong ones. My bad.
yeah, that's the wrong way.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Nope. I'm gonna do this right. Let me zoom in so I can do this better. Oh no.
Your beautiful circle.
I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a little finicky.
Got this.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh man.
Dear. William
William.
Kildare. Things are looking grim for you.
Yeah, being outplayed here.
Now, I do think that William Kildare has one more downtime action remaining.
He does, but he is stressed out as fuck right now, so he's gonna probably just round up the few loyal followers that he still has, and do some sort of private worship session with them. There's probably some like off room under the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
We might even be like under the bridge itself, like over the water.
Sure. We've already established there's definitely caves down there, so
Yeah.
That's where you found Ixis. Ixis. Yes.
Yeah. We're probably
need-
standing at the mouth of the cave. You see, it's darkness behind us. It's William and like 2 people with torches.
Aw.
It's more like 4, but still, yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot.
Don't worry, Ruby will be there.
Oh.
Oh.
She'll be cheering you on.
Thank you. You're my only hope.
Well, you're my only hope, because if Farouk, like,
Oh.
Yeah, I know Ret is the worst. Oh god.
That's just what we're standing there doing, like, gossiping about Farouk.
Yeah, we're just talking shit about Farouk. That's how we de-stress.
I mean, that sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, I think
It does.
it's one of those like epic schism moments, and it's going to be talked about for millennia in the history books of the Shout of Daenia, when the Great Split happened, with the Orthodox and the shit talkers. And we will be proud to be the shit talkers of Farouk.
The reformed shroud of Daenia.
Yeah, the People's Front of Daenia. Yeah, so we gather, and some people would probably call this heresy. I call this reformation.
I wonder what Diania would say if the cult split in 2. She might like that. She'd have 2 cults vying for her power.
Exactly, split them up and they become more powerful than you could ever imagine. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to indulge in my vice again.
All right.
See if it works any better this time.
Yeah.
So let's see, and Ruby, if you have a downtime action left.
No, I don't.
No. Right, so you're just there.
I don't think anyone does, which means, Farouk, you did not indulge in your vice. Well, the gang has downtime.
Okay, so I that was the first action I took. Then convincing a bunch of people the second, and I still have calculating.
Oh, right. I forgot you had calculating.
Yeah,
Really?
but don't worry, I'm not going to use it to like convince more people. That would be rude.
It would be pretty rude. William, let's see your vice roll.
Yeah, you keep pressing the wrong button.
That doesn't help.
No.
There we go.
Yeah, he remains
Woof.
stressed.
Woof, woof, woof.
I'm going to bump it up to 3, though.
Okay. You can do that. It's how you work.
Mm-hmm.
So, Farouk, you have 1 downtime action remaining.
Okay, so we're. It sounds like we're now agreed that we're not doing the breakout as a score. I mean, again,
Yeah,
totally willing to.
I mean, if you guys want to, but it seemed like you didn't want to, and for me, it's not about the score; it's just about the fiction. So.
It seems like they're out. Like, it seems like some constellation of saying that broken that.
I mean, let's just take 5 minutes and talk it through.
I didn't mind either way. Like, you guys can just say whatever it is. I didn't mind as long as there's the fictional story of somebody breaking out. So, unless like you want to turn it into a score zinged, like it's fine with me.
I already said that I would like to, but
Okay.
I mean I'm in the minority here, so.
No, not necessarily. As a player, when we were first talking about it, I was sort of ambivalent. I mean, I was okay with it, but didn't see it as necessary. But given that it was a priority, and you both want to play it out, in that case, I do want to play it out. Like, you know, I don't want to just like pay lip service to your priorities. You know, if you're into it, then because you're into it, I'm into it.
That's very sweet of you. I think like what I said, like the main thing that I want is for this to be fictionally interesting. Either way, if Zinged or El Zingdo, like if one of the crew members is breaking them out, or even if Yin is breaking Lan out, like that for me is really cool, and I don't care however that happens. I'm happy to do it as a score. I don't mind doing it as a just a fictional thing. So I mean, if Mark enjoys doing it, then I'd definitely be up for it because he enjoys doing it. But if Mikael doesn't enjoy doing it, then I'd be up for not doing it because he doesn't enjoy doing it. So we can roll a die on it if it's not clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
Well-
I said we just do the in-between thing and make it like a 5-10 minute thing where we just talk a bit through, give it a bit flavor, and then we move on.
Yeah.
You mean as so not a score but a flavor thing?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
talk a bit through what we want to do, what is a plan, and how we would we changed up in between when we have different plans and what
I'm not sure
troubles.
what you want to do. Like, do you want to shut down the stream and talk about it, or do you want to?
No, just
Yeah, we can just talk about it like this.
just talk a bit
sure,
through
yeah.
it and maybe roll something if it worked, and yet we find the other way, and then we just with
Sure.
not a struggle but a bit more compact.
Yeah, maybe we just do like an engagement roll and just see how that plays out. And, like just from that, we don't need to go like a full score. Just like do an engagement roll, see how that goes, and then work at like a result from that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing that can make this interesting, or that interesting stuff depends on, has to do with how Zinged and El Zingde go about it. Like, are there two of them? Have Lan and Yin disappeared before El Zingde gets there? Something like that, or are there complications that arise? So I think I think it'd be cool if Mark decides at what point, like what parts it's interesting to roll for, and then just to have him roll for that, like 1 or 2, maybe 3 rolls, and then like create some fiction around that and solve it like that.
Yeah, we can just montage this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what would be fun is El Zingdo does like this sneaky mission, is down there in the moonlight and jumps around and keeps everything quiet,
Writes
and
that on the wall, right?
yeah, and it opens the door for some reason. He gets a key that he needs, and the moment that happens, like the other wall of the building just explodes, and there's nobody, but it just explodes, and everybody, hey, did you hear that? There's an explosion.
Yeah, this is gonna be some
Alarm.
Ow!
Okay, so
Zingdo quietly sneaks in and Zing just blows shit up. Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
presuming Zinged exists.
Well,
I
Or
mean,
are that they're
maybe
different
neither
people?
of them exist. It turns out that they're both delusional personalities of this guy named Robert.
yes, it might be. I mean, no one knows for sure. But yeah, there's a free way to escape now. Wanna take this way out, or wanna sneak out the front door while this happens?
I mean, let me roll a die on what Lan and Yin would do. 1 is explosion, 6 is front door. Front door.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
wonderful.
they're gonna sneak out with El Zingdu.
I guess El Zingdo might have found some blue coat ropes that you could strive over, so you could actually get out there without everybody jumping on you, and then locking up
Yeah.
the front door and getting out.
Is Elzingd disappointed with the fact that Yin is like 13?
I guess so, yeah. He's still
Didn't
doing
take
his
into
job.
consideration the friend of an 8-year-old girl might also be a little girl.
I mean, maybe if you can see it as an investment in 5 years, maybe.
I wish him luck with Yin. I think in 5 years she's gonna be even more scary if she's still alive.
Scarier to Dioneer.
Yes, scary to Dioneer, exactly.
All right.
Um,
I guess on the way to the bridge, there's like a cry of a woman somewhere, and like, I'm off. Wherever a girl in distress needs help, I will appear. And
Elzingdo, away!
I am the shadow in the night. And he disappears. And a few moments later, Novel Zinged appears. Hello there. How are you doing? He seems like strangely calm. Like he's just fine with everything, and he's not having any trouble. And he's like, I'm glad that you are actually out now.
Thanks,
I
man.
mean, I left a little present there at the prison, so it might help.
Yeah, those were some cool explosions. You really outdid yourself this time.
Yeah, I tend to do that, but I'm glad that I took this time off. I really needed that. Now I'm me again. I'm calm. I'm collected, and I really I can appreciate the peace of mind and the peace around me, the quietness. Let's go. Yeah. This really lasts all the way to the bridge until he's going. So I'm going to my laboratory and looking up all this, and you just hear.
Yeah, that post explosion. Oh, yeah. That post explosion deafness, so relaxing. And then
Uh-huh.
And-
Well,
and-
at least he has a new laboratory. Because we
true.
acquired ourselves a workshop. It's new. It's just empty.
It's not exactly how you left it. It's probably better than it used to be, but it's not what you had before, so obviously you're pissed about it.
This is not right. Who is? I'm not mad. I can keep. And
Oh dear.
And I pulled Yin and Lan out of jail. So real quick, before we go to break, let's do our post-jail rolls to see how they fared in jail.
Oh, yeah.
Here we come.
17. Wait, I'm wrong. It is page 18 of your PDF. Incarceration and reducing wanted level. Incarceration Ironhook Prison is demoralizing and brutal. The renown of your crew is your only defense inside. Roll your crew's tier. So you've got 2 dice.
Uh-huh.
On a 1 to 3, you suffer a level of trauma from the experience. On a 4 to 5, you keep your head down and do your time without any serious incident. On a 6 or plus, you make a name for yourself inside. And the crew gains a prison claim and +1 faction status with factions that you assisted with while in prison.
Okay. So first, let's see for Yin how she did in prison. A 5. So she kept her head down. That's kind of Yin. She keeps her head down. She doesn't make a mess.
Is this?
She just had a goal there, getting Lan out, and she ended up not doing that, but Zing did, and Elzingdo did it for her.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something I could help with? For
Post-prison counseling.
Well, for Lan in particular, not necessarily post-prison counseling, but like sort of as a flashback throughout the prison time, occasionally sending spirits to like reconnoiter, mostly because Farouk wants him to actually like establish contacts there rather than uh, feel better. But you know, if it has both effects, then great.
I don't think that it is something that you would be able to particularly help with.
Okay.
At this point, I really think it's something that he had to face alone.
Okay.
Okay.
4.
A 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
Good.
he barely kept his head down, but he did.
He did. He kept his head down, and it was fine. No trauma. No extra trauma.
No extra trauma. Consider. One more question. Is it okay if I change my face for Lan?
No, no, you
Yeah,
cannot.
I mean, no. I mean, no problem.
No problem.
It makes perfect sense that after going through a event like that, yeah.
I just now saw that I misspelled Farouk's name on my character sheet like the whole time. It's written here as my vice obligation to Farouk with an E, not with an A.
I never noticed.
So, my new vice will be what is it called? Pleasure.
So-
Specifically, the pleasure of good food. I've missed steak in prison.
That's a cool plan.
Well,
I like it.
You came back at the right time. The stakes are very high.
Oh.
I've
a
heard
mistake
that
in
pun
inviting
from
here,
Donald
bruh.
Trump before.
Should have known that your puns would be my undoing.
I remembered when Trump was on a commercial for his own steaks, Trump steaks. If you like steaks, I just raised the steaks. Or something like this.
Wow. Terrible.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sold them for the American people out there at the Sharper Image. The only place where you could buy them was the Sharper Image.
Yeah, I mean, you need something to cut on that steak, right?
Yeah.
I would like an indoor waterfall, a designer couch, and 1 pound of the finest steak in America.
And 1 pound of the finest steak in America. Brilliant. Cool. So what do you want to do next?
I don't know.
Um,
What's still to do?
Everyone is back together. I
think
believe
we have a
have one
downtime, the group action.
crew downtime action. Yeah.
And I still have my calculating action.
Yeah.
True. What would you like to do with those 2 actions, friends?
Well,
Do you still have like a brain fingers thing?
You do
I
still
do.
have brain fingers.
Yeah, might be good to clear that up.
Electroplasmic burns. You want to go to Zinged for help with this now that he's back?
The doctor
Wherever
is
he'd
in.
been?
Yeah, that would probably be wise.
By the way, who was responsible for changing my lab? And besides Zingdo that took stuff out of there, but
It was you.
Uh,
Don't you remember?
I think that. I mean, do you ask Farouk? Do you just ask everybody, or?
Yeah, I just ask everybody.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine it might have been a crew effort, like where Victor and Elizabeth and such were together. But I mean, Farouk can steal the honor if he wants to, and the wrath going with it.
Oh no. Uh,
No wrath for Farouk.
no, he's all. Don't tell them I told you, but and let me see. Would he? Yeah, he totally would. He would uh, not only mention that Zingdo and Ruby were involved. I think he would also lie and say that Kildare was involved as well.
I
Wow.
was hoping to hear. As a player, not as a character. Yeah, well, of course I will help you out, my friend. And it may or may not be completely useless and give him a strange color in his face.
Well, anything's
I mean,
possible.
you can decide against it if you read me. But
No, I'll take my chances. Maybe I'll grow some cool horns or something. Who knows?
as
Fine,
I
don't
mean,
worry about it.
I mean, oh, it was up with you. Okay. Yeah. Then I should do a roll that if I understand what you're doing here, if you're lying or not.
Okay, sure.
What would that be? So
Well, that would definitely fall under sway.
under sway? Okay.
It would be a sway for Farouk, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At least the convincing, the throwing in William. Yeah.
Let's just throw William under the bus.
Yeah.
Yay!
Everybody cool with that?
Well,
I knew you would be.
Is this controlled? Risky?
That is a very good question.
Well, I would imagine that Zinged would have some
Yeah,
feeling
I
on
think
that.
Zing has the say here
Uh,
of
I
how
mean-
risky this is.
I mean, if it goes right, then it should not be a problem at all. But if it goes wrong, he would assume that Farouk himself is responsible and would make his life a living hell for the next days to come, or weeks, depending on his mood.
Okay, that sounds risky.
yeah, that's not pretty risky.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, his lab is about the same thing that Diania is to you guys, so.
Okay. And would this be standard effect or?
I guess great effect would do it.
Okay, makes sense.
If you succeed very well.
And how strongly do I feel about this?
I mean, how high would you see the value of a madman that is really good at creating various drugs and
Yeah.
at doing crazy stuff? Be on your side or on the opponent's side?
Yeah, you've convinced me. I feel strongly about it. I'm I am burning stress to go ahead and Rook's Gambit here.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna do it as extra 2 rather than going back and re-rolling something other than sway. Sick.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So, who wants help from me?
Well, I do want help.
I think
no
I'm not
problem,
gonna play
buddy.
Ruby for a while.
What about a concussion that would make her grow up and she loses all of her childhood?
Aww.
Okay, so I need to do that recovery clock thing. That's a fortune roll, right?
Helping you out?
Yep.
Or is it?
It'd be a fortune roll, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's under attribute again. Okay, and based off of Zing's Tinker, right?
Sure. Let me think
That-
this.
Is that 3?
My Tinker is 4.
4. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah.
Ooh, critical success.
Critical.
Oh, okay. And I only had 1 tick left. So
You feel
Good for you.
yeah. Maybe that's does that mean a little extra something something?
If you
Oh, actually I
mean,
had
if
2
you
ticks left. Apparently.
He rolled a critical success on his removing his icy brain fingers.
Yeah.
And he only had 2 ticks left.
there's not really I don't think there's anything that you would gain normally
Maybe
for
some
just
nice
over
hair growth.
completing it, but I think we can give you some fictional positioning here. Maybe you and Zing get to be better friends over this, bonding over considering your fantastic sway roll to great effect and this clearing of your icy brain fingers as you just kibitz with him. What I could say is that you could clear once. Now you automatically clear your electroplasmic burns just for taking the healing action.
Okay.
What I'd also say is that you maybe reduce one stress, but since you did not actually take a downtime action to clear stress,
I did.
then did you?
Uh-huh. That was the first thing I did.
I already forgot about that. Jeez.
That was hanging out with the Diogenes Club.
Oh, right, of course. I forgot all about
Yeah.
that.
Talking about
I remember William Kildare clearing stress twice and rolling shit each
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I was thinking we have a crew downtime action.
Mhm.
Maybe like the crew in this case can help out whoever is still in the worst position with like stress or any like wounds that they still have and help those people out.
What about heat though?
We don't have heat. We just have a
Okay.
wanted level.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't have any heat to clear. It's true. Who still needs to clear stress?
I know William Kildare does.
Yeah, I've got 3. So it's not the worst position in the world, but I've got some.
I'm back up to 4.
I mean, they can worship to Diana for him and be like, oh, William Kildare. Maybe those two people that you managed to convince.
Yeah, with
Maybe they're worshipping on your behalf.
yeah, it's
Praying
and the
to Diania.
Yeah, it's just the People's Front.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Cool, I'll take it. So does that mean they rolled their? Do we roll a tier for that? For their quality?
Their
And they have
quality is
quality
2.
Yeah, wonderful.
Ruining everything. Okay.
Nice.
Is it?
Okay, so this is the one they can't overindulge.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Normally, depending on your level, the sacrifice that you've presented, but you did present a good sacrifice here earlier, even though you rolled really crappy before. I'm going to go ahead and say that will apply here for you now. Plus,
Wonderful.
you took that ability that lets you fiddle around how much stress you do and don't take.
Yeah,
but you
just
had
by
3,
one.
so.
Yeah, so I'll drop that to 0. As much fun as it would be to overindulge right now, I'd rather not.
Well, when you
Perfect.
overindulge, you could always take extra heat. I mean,
Yeah, for some reason we never do that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Weird. Strange.
Weird. Strange indeed.
All right. Next. So that is all of your downtime activities, and we've got the gang back together.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Yeah,
Yeah. What are
is
we gonna
next?
do?
At this point, I feel like the best thing we can do is just get the best ending we can get before the doom clock hits.
Yeah. So I wrote something on Skype about that. I think it would be fun not to just end in doom, but make sure that it's the doom of the Shout of Diania specifically. So maybe a new chaotic demonic world where the ruler of this world is Diania. I know that William Kildare has this ability to create contracts, almost binding contracts with people. So maybe we can use that in some way and have everybody who comes out of the crack in reality or whatever it is, sign a contract or their leader in some way or whatever, sign a contract that they're welcome here, but Diania is the big ruler of them all.
And all these catastrophes around that might be the final score we do. Might be interesting.
Yeah, so maybe we just take the fast track to Tangletown and take Rourke with us and piss off everyone and end the world.
I mean, we still need to hang on till let's see.
I think we have.
Next week is our last. The one after.
Is it 2 more sessions?
Yes,
2 more sessions.
next week or the one after our last session as required.
Yeah. Given
one of those 2 things. Which would you prefer it to be?
It doesn't matter as much for me anymore because I don't have the hard deadline that I had anymore. So we can end next week or the week after. We can just see when we're ready.
Okay, let's keep it fast and loose. Whatever winds up making the most sense for everybody.
So,
So do we
I say that we spend a little time preparing, finding out whether there's a way to bind demons to someone that they have to follow someone. Maybe we could break into the big library, or just take the big library for ourselves and read it. I mean, one of those.
The Circle of Flames library?
Yeah. I mean, they might have information on binding demons. It's a very nice library.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that is something that Pruitt would be hard pressed not to be tempted by. I guess we should talk a little bit about whether or not we want to specifically go for like burning down the world in these last couple of sessions, or whether we want to find a good stopping place, but be in a position where we could pick it back up later.
That's interesting too.
I mean, even if we burn down the world, as long as we don't burn it down in a way that no humans can live there ever, I imagine we can continue. I don't mind either way. Like, I'm also up for doing a good stopping point. Like, that's why why I was suggesting this. Like, to not just make it a burn down the world by itself, but burn down the world in a Shroud of Diania kind of way. To make it more than just, okay, well, the thing ends, destruction, done. I don't know. Does anybody have a preference?
I mean, I'm always good about finding someone and make him a god of a new world. And even though we don't have a death note, I like it. And
Yeah.
after that, I mean, a new world can be played as well, and it can be similar, just that Diania is the normal religion in that kind of sense.
And there might be, more demons.
Yeah, a bunch of demons.
But if Diania binds them in certain way to rules, that could make the world playable still as well. I don't know, like, what do you guys think, Brad and Umbra?
I mean, I'm all for becoming a god. Supporting a god.
No, Diania would be the god.
I mean...
Well, we would be, the people straight under the god, because we are the Shroud of Diania.
The high priests.
Yeah. That would make us important, right?
High priest of Diania.
Tier 10.
Doesn't that sound nice?
High priest of the popular front of Diania. I dig it.
Tier 10 faction, then, right?
Yeah, tier 10 at least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd sort of like to see, like a playable mess at the end. So, like, yes, working towards major breaches and having, sort of unleashing Diania upon the world in a greater sense. Whether or not that would have the effect for the shroud that our characters would hope for might be a different thing entirely.
I mean, they can hope, right?
Yeah.
It would
We can
be fun.
aspire to great things.
Actually, I think it would be fun and the most Shroud of Diania thing to do, if we just made it that Diania is now strong, mighty, reigning above all, and the last thing that she tells us as a cult is, okay, now I want you to make my time fun, and you are my enemies now, and you have to get me back down again.
So sorry, were you had you completed that thought, or was it more? I'm sorry.
Kind of. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious, Kelsey. I know that in general you're playing to find out what happens, but I would really love your input on where you'd like to see things go.
Yeah, I mean, you're
I
a player
like
here
the
too.
idea of it being somewhere that you can come back from. Maybe we can end on a big cliffhanger where the actual end result is not fully stated and it's left up to the imagination. Then if we do come back to it, we can say what really happened and then go from there. And if we don't, then maybe everything fell apart in a fire. I don't know if you guys would be satisfied with that ending. It's something where disaster is heavily implied, and only if we do wind up actually managing to come back here would we see the actual fallout of it.
I mean, that sounds good for me. Like,
Hmm.
what does everybody think of the idea? Like, going for counting down the Doom clock and trying to put all these mechanisms in place that once Doom happens, Dionysia is in charge of how the Doom exactly plays out. And then just ending it on like a cliffhanger where we watch, a rip in reality appear and a hand come through and it ends there, like something like that.
That's more or less exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
What
I'm
does
fine with that.
everybody else think?
Yeah, I'd be all for that.
Okay, so
So
Good,
now,
brilliant.
how about going to the Library of the Flesh? Sorry, go ahead.
we just positing a similar question. We have the what. Now we need to figure out the how.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my
Just
suggestion,
because you know what's going to happen doesn't mean it's not interesting.
Yeah.
definitely not. And I mean, it might go different. I mean, if the dice decide that, it goes different.
Yeah. The way I see it is that we have two ways to approach this. We either go to the library, do our research, do this the proper way, or we go to Tangletown, just open up whatever rift was there. We've been told that there's some instability there. Furka, the whole thing there, and just open that up and unleash Dione on the crow's foot.
What if? Well, Dionysia can walk and go where she wants, right? So the idea is that we release the demons, I think, and then make it so that they have to do what Dionysia wants. What if we go to Tangletown? We open up that rift, we go through it ourselves, and we negotiate with the demon lords that, we're gonna let them through if they do what Dionysia wants.
Yeah, that sounds wonderfully desperate.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
Well,
into the fate.
I think that given the fiction already established, it might make sense to just follow the angle of sort of pushing to open up for business in Tangletown. The business being trading. Being the middleman where people can gain favors from demons in return for becoming demon pregnant, and that sort of is, in and of itself opening opening the way anyway, if not like a specific rift in one spot.
Yeah.
How about this? We do that, and accidentally in that process we open a rift.
Sure.
I mean, we don't have to do it that way. It's just a suggestion.
It might work out that way.
But the question is, how do we make it Dionysiac, especially if it's accidental? Like, do we just make it happen and watch it go wrong, and then be like, "Oh shit, let's fix this. Let's go into the library and see if we can fix this." Or
yeah, I think we can worry about the repercussions of our possible failures later.
I think if you want to discuss it, you should discuss it in character, like what you want to do next. I picture all of you. Like in like a back meeting room, like behind the I feel there's like a big worship hall in the on the bridge, and like behind that is a small room where you guys can meet and discuss things. So yeah, what would you guys say about this plan to invade Tangletown?
Well, it is not in my nature to be mercenary. But at some point, we do need to pay some attention to the bottom line. And some bridges have been made. I think it is time to press forward in the business of bringing the blessings of the other world, Dianea's blessings, to this realm in a physical and tangible sense, in which her children may be born on this earth, and those who seek favor from the realm of spirit are so rewarded.
Wait, like, what is your plan now? Like, you want to have Dianea's children? I thought you needed demons.
And I mean,
Well.
you don't even want Diana to have your children, you want to have... Wait?
I mean, yeah, that sounds like Farouk.
Well,
Like,
I
what
think
is it you're suggesting, Farouk?
I think that while many spirits believe that they are independent, we all know that deep down they must bow before her. It is inevitable.
Such is the way.
I don't know. Like, I don't see spirits running around, prophetizing Diana. If you really want to make this happen, then you should. I mean, you might look for some more assurance by, magically binding these new creatures to have to do Diana's bidding.
A pact can be made, bound in essence, in ectoplasm, in essence, in spirit. The bond can be made. Chains forged, bound to the compass, lifted, uplifted.
Does he always talk like this?
Not always.
Okay.
Fine, we can do it that way. If you insist.
It's only for security. To make sure that these demons follow the lady, follow the queen.
I mean, it's up to you. It's not my business to be up in yours, but
No.
I guess I may be a more cynical person than you are.
Perhaps. One cannot afford to be cynical about the end of the world, can we?
But it is not cynicism that moves mountains. It is faith, and faith alone.
Indeed.
Well,
If you say so.
actually, my concoction that I made can also move mountains.
You can see that Lan is clearly not convinced. Like, he's never seen so much in like in religion specifically from the beginning. But he used to follow Farouk around like a dog, and that motivated him. And now he's just here because these people have become his friends, and he cares about that. But the whole Diana faith thing, whatever. If it makes my friends happy, I guess.
It does not matter if you believe in her. It only matters that she believes in you. You have a task to do still. You will require your sword before this is over.
Sure. My sword you can get.
Wonderful.
Well, I do find your lack of faith somewhat troubling, but as we have seen our friend William find his faith, as we saw Elzingdo find his faith, I'm sure that you two will be motivated in time.
And maybe.
Are you
I don't
scared?
care, as long as I get my laboratory and my stuff that I need.
Lon, are these words scaring you? Is
Well,
there
Farouk says that. No, I mean I know Farouk. I know Farouk longer than this. Like, you know, he can do his thing, and I'll do mine. And you know, I'm his friend, so I'll help him out. And you know, I don't know if he's gonna help me out. I'm not sure if he's that kind of friend, but
The kind of friend that helps you.
Yeah. What, this helping thing is supposed to go both ways? I don't understand.
How does this work? So, is the way set then? Strike on Tangle Town? Tear open, torn?
so who do you guys think would be more useful in this situation, Yin or Lan? Somebody who sneaks around and snipes, or somebody who punches people in the face?
I think we're going to be like mostly close range. If we're going to be like inside this building, there's like this.
Sure.
Also, Lan
this
has
apartment
indestructible
complex.
hands.
Yeah, really, I think that Yin would be more helpful because I think that we'd be better off sneaking around than punching anybody in the face in Tangletown. But we haven't seen Lan in a long time, so you know, some Lan time would be great. But you know, of course, it's up to you.
I'm more than happy to run with either, I think.
Yeah, I think it's time to have a LAN party.
And Len can sneak a little bit. Not as nearly as good as Yin, though. Not even as good as Ruby.
Oh boy, I look pale
So, shall
Very
we
bright.
You're illuminated.
shall we pick a plan and jump in and decide exactly what we're doing later?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to Tangletown and doing stuff with a rift, right?
I think that
That's
was the
plan
plan.
enough.
Yeah. We're going to be filling the worlds a bit.
And there's Farouk's whole marketing plan. I'm sure he has ideas on how to do that.
Yeah. Marketing, the most evil of practices.
I don't have any arguments against that statement, so I will just let it stand.
Well, marketing is very much like summoning demons, in that you're breeding vicious memes and sending them out upon the world.
Did you just say vicious memes?
Yes.
Not to be confused with viscous or dank memes. Those are entirely different business. Also very shady.
Very shady.
Indeed. So I think the main question we wanted to talk about is this assault or stealth to get in?
Wouldn't it be a cult?
I think it would be a cult once we get inside.
Once we get inside. I mean...
We need to get to the rift first.
The question is, can we just walk in because Ruby has a spot there, even though it's not a permanent spot yet? Or does it need to be a permanent spot for that to work?
I mean, yeah, I think that you could use Ruby as your in to just be there. If you wanted to.
Yeah, in that case, we could probably do it and flash forward to the site and then say that it's an occult plan.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
To confront the demons inside.
Because we just need to, we want to cut to the action, and I don't think there's a lot of action getting to that point. You've got a foothold there with Ruby, so I don't think you need to, if you didn't have that, I would say, yeah, we're going to need to sneak in, or you're going to need to social your way in, or something like that. But I think Ruby's got enough of a foothold there that it's not going to be a thing, you know?
All right.
Yeah. I mean, fighting our way in would be action, but it wouldn't go well.
No, probably not. We're
Well,
not much of a
we
fighting
can always
party.
fight ourselves out if we want to.
Yeah, we might
I
have
mean,
to fight our way.
there's action and there's action.
Yes.
God damn it,
Uh-oh.
Skype. No.
No, it's
Hmm.
Diania, damn it.
We heard the Eldritch tunes from another dimension.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess we'll be doing some rituals to get to talk to some demons, I imagine.
Yeah.
To set up
Now,
this market. Like, what do you still need to do for your market?
That's a good question. Let me see. Well, okay. So, I mean, really, the marketplace is sort of set up, just not in Tangletown. And I guess there hasn't been any work on like binding demons. It's all been just creating a setup where they can where deals can be made.
So maybe this score specifically is about getting somebody to leave their house in some kind of a way, so that we can use that as headquarters for our marketplace.
Yeah, I would think there is like a room in Tangletown where the rift is.
Yeah, so like getting whoever lives there to vacate.
Does anyone live in the scary demon rift?
Yeah, I don't think anybody lives there. I think there's like a haunted barge that nobody actually.
Okay.
Oh, well, that
lives
sounds
in,
perfect
but
for
it's
us.
still there, and they can't get rid of it.
Well, I guess we just move in there then and get our give a nice phone call to a couple of demons and be like, hey, we got a marketplace set up.
What's up?
You want to do business? Here, sign
Hey
this contract
guys,
that says
you
Diania
wanna do
Uchi now.
business?
We've got the best deals
Definitely
anywhere.
not shady.
So,
Well,
some
it's.
demons and
I think
such
it's probably not shady for demons. It's a pretty good deal for them. For the humans that want favors, it's kind of desperate.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But I mean, nothing like a demon's favor. I mean, it might be desperate, but it's pretty damn powerful.
Yeah, desperate position.
I mean, what do we care unless as long as we get our fee and I can buy me some very expensive food.
Seems good.